from Screen Junkie Studios in the heart of Los Angeles, this is Screen Junkies Movie Fights. Now your host, Andy Signor.
Greetings, Screen Junkies. Welcome to an all-new episode of Movie Fights. I'm so happy. This is going to be a funny one. I know I don't want to hype and overhype things, but I can tell, talking to these fellas, that we're going to have some fun today. We have questions such as, what would be the best movie roommate? Which we've done before, but this is a rematch, a new way to do it. What's the best movie with the worst title? And what movie would be better with blood and gore? Some fun stuff that we're going to talk about. So let's meet the fighters that you're going to be watching. You can converse with all of us on hashtag Movie Fights Live if you're watching on Plus on Twitter. That's hashtag Movie Fights Live. But let's meet our fighters first. I'm so happy to have him, guys. I've known this guy for a while now. He's a very funny dude, very hard-working guy. He's part of the Smash duo and group and comedy behemoth that is known as Smosh. It's Ian Heacox. Welcome, Ian.
Hi. I don't know which camera's going.
Whatever one you want.
Hey, what's up? Hi. I'm Ian. If you go on YouTube a lot, maybe you've heard of the channel Smosh. And I'm a part of that.
Yeah. There you go. That was nice.
And I'm here to just rail on some people with my own opinions about movies.
Yes.
So
like
which we've had some movie conversations together, and I know you're going to do well here today. And
we disagree on Interstellar.
We did.
Yeah.
You did. You liked it.
Oh, which one?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
But you're here because also I wanted to help promote your new movie, Ghostmates.
I would love
and we're
for
so
you to help me
happy
promote
to
that.
have your director of the film.
Yes.
Mr. Jack Henry Robbins. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, man. Hello.
Bravo and great job on the film.
Thanks, man. I hope everyone goes and checks it out.
Yes, they
on
can check
YouTube
it out
Red.
on YouTube Red right now.
Yep.
You can go check out and
Ghostmates.
support our buddies here. YouTube Red, Ghostmates, look it up. I'm told if it's not in your country, because we have a lot of international viewers watching, you can buy it on Google Play and some other outlets, but YouTube Red should clarify all that. I'm sure
just go to YouTube if you don't.
Try YouTube Red, and if you can't access, so look up Ghostmates.
Yeah.
But yeah, very funny part for you guys. And I know you guys are heavily involved in the script and everything else.
Yeah.
Like, you guys are super proud about this one.
Yeah. We worked really, really closely and hard. Me, Anthony, who's also with Smosh, and our writer Ryanfinity. We sort of looked at what we did with the first movie we did, and we're like, okay, where can we, make improvements? How can we change the sort of format and way that we went through with that? So we worked very hard, closely on the outline before we sort of put it into a script.
Dude, proud of you. Living the dream, man. Doing making the art the way you want to do it. That's the way to do it, right? Yes.
Yeah, if you want to call it art, sure. Yeah, art.
But joining you is no newbie to this show. So happy to have him. Your record's not fantastic, though, I've learned.
I'm not good at this.
But so happy to have our self-proclaimed TV Fights champion, Joe Starr.
I am the TV Fights champion. The former champion, I challenged him and he didn't respond, and so that made me the winner.
Yeah, therefore, if you didn't respond, you win.
Yeah,
right? That's how that works.
Yeah, that's how I've gotten ahead a lot in life.
On the fan cam, Dan Merle is here as always. Hey, Dan.
Hi. How's it going?
I'm doing great. Next to you, we have two very nervous people.
I know.
2 of 3. Our third contestant couldn't be here today, but for guys, if you don't know, here for Jack and Ian, I have Jarrell Blue and Dan Hernandez here, and Adri Satalongo, who is still in transit, is flying here as of we speak. They will be the next 3 contestants of our Fan Fight semifinals, which will be happening live here on Plus tomorrow at noon, which is Friday. If it's on YouTube, it already happened. You can watch the pre-taped episode on
It's always good to tell someone they're nervous.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Well, no, I know. They're like super fans.
Can I make an observation about you?
Super fans that have earned their spot here. We're very proud of you guys for getting here. Thank you for coming. How's it feel to be here in the studio?
It's unreal, man. This is like a lifetime achievement thing here. I'm
Are they
excited.
feeding you? Are they treating you well?
Very well.
All right.
Yeah, they got put up in a nice,
that's
fancy
nice.
hotel.
Blink twice if you're in trouble.
But no, I'm glad you guys can watch. I'm sorry Adri couldn't be here, but you guys get a little bit. She'll be able to watch it tonight, but get a little insight closer up to see how the show works, and then tomorrow morning you guys will be up here doing it. And actually, I won't be here. I won't be here judging this time. The fact checker right there, Mr. Dan Murr, will be your judge. The champ will be judging you. So stay tuned, guys. Watch on Plus. The Fan Fights episode 1 semifinals was amazing. I hype it up. But we brought in 3 fans of the show who got the chance to fight, and man, they did not want to lose, and they brought the heat. They were fighting hard, and I was so happy to have those fans here. I hope you guys don't disappoint and bring the passion like they did, and you guys can watch them both. No pressure. You better not, or you lose. Yeah, you can watch all these special fan fights on Plus, and then we'll be doing the winners of them, and a special guest will be doing the live YouTube and Plus edition of our official 2017 fan fights not next week, but the following week. So stay tuned. Fantastic. We did all this. I've explained the rules to you guys, and you guys get to test the speed round. You ready to do it?
Yeah. Let's do it. Speed round.
Yeah.
I want to fight you.
Oh,
Want to fight? Let him fight.
You stop this fight, I'll kill you. I could do this all day.
All right.
Okay.
Round 1.
Okay.
This came in from Twitter user MT13, who wants to ask. It's this. I feel like we did ask this before. This is a rematch in a way. But in honor of your film Ghost Mates, where you are a ghost, being a roommate with your friend, what movie character would make the best roommate? And Ian, we're coming to you first. What's your pick?
Mrs. Doubtfire. Yep.
Okay. All right, let's hear all your choices, and we can come back around and hear why. What's your Jack?
I think Laura Croft.
Laura Croft.
It's Lara Croft. Okay.
I call her Laura.
So
actually.
Lara Croft. Take a point off him.
I call her
noted.
Laura.
Noted. He said he mispronounced the name wrong. Joe Starr, what are you picking?
I'm going Mr. Miyagi.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's come around to you. You can tell us why Mrs. Doubtfire is the best roommate.
Yeah, sure. You know, Miss Doubtfire, he's just a great person. He loves his family, and I feel like if I was part of his family, he would treat me with the same respect. He cleans up really well. He definitely knows his shit with makeup. So if I ever had like a really bad zit or something, like he could totally,
That's helpful.
clear that up for me. Yeah, if you got to go on a date or something, you don't want just this big, sort of just nasty thing poking out of your face. So he'd go, "Ooh, let me help you with that." So
I was doing the voice. Oh, guys, I better hear voices from you two.
And also, it's Robin Williams. So just be a ball. Just be a ball to hang out with Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay, let's hear about Lara Croft.
Lara Croft. Well, first off, she's not around a lot, which helps a lot because she's on adventures.
Yeah.
Which is like the number one thing for a roommate. Also, she's she's got a lot of cool stuff around the house, probably like amazing things she's found around the world. House is probably kind of nice too. And then the last most important thing is it's late Saturday night. It's raining. I'm coming back from the gym and she's there. It's it's Angelina Jolie in her prime. Eventually, roommate things are gonna get a little weird.
Huh.
She's gonna be sad. She didn't get the adventure thing that she was supposed to get, and her feet hurt.
Right. All right.
Her feet hurt a lot, and I'm there.
And you might Netflix and chill or something.
Yeah, I mean whatever she wants to do, truly. And I kind of am there, and we laugh a lot. Her boyfriend comes home, but they're fighting. So eventually, I'm in. So I just think as long as
you've really thought this out. All right,
Angelina.
All right, Joe, step it up. Well, tell us why Mr. Miyagi outpaces these two.
Look, I'm as a 35-year-old comedian making an okay living in Los Angeles, there are certain things that would be important to me in a roommate. One is housing, and Mr. Miyagi's house is dope, and I want to live in it. That back patio area with the little lake and the koi fish, and like the mailman even comes and he's like, "You wouldn't even know all this is back here." Like that's a great house. He would also teach me karate, which will keep me fit. And in teaching me karate, will teach me life lessons. And I feel like a roommate who respectfully challenges, not aggressively challenges. That's a good roommate to have. He'll make me grow as a person. He has a cool house, and I can hang out with him. He also just seems like a lot of fun, and we'd be eating really good food that's really healthy all the time. A lot of green tea. That's good for you, Mr. Miyagi.
All right, I'll be honest. You all gave really good reasons. Now, why is yours better than the others?
Look, out the gate, we already have a Laura versus Lara problem. I have a really good friend who's a Desiree, and if you call her Desiree, she will fucking kill you.
Who is named Desiree, though?
But you see what I'm saying? We have Laura versus Lara. The moment you slip up and say Laura, Lara, who seems really intense, is probably gonna kung fu you with her Tomb Raider martial arts. That's not somewhere where I want to slip. Her fake British accent would drive me nuts. Like that would be frustrating.
Yeah, well, you know,
Because she'd have to talk into it. Yeah.
Yeah, she has to, and I feel like it's sort of a plus that she'd be gone a lot, but you've got to find that rhythm with a roommate. You know what I'm saying? And if they're gone for a long time, when she finally does come back, then it's weird, and you're doing laundry at the same time.
Yeah, when she comes back with that huge brick of gold, I'm gonna be like, oh no, it's cool. She's Lara Croft.
Yeah, but I don't get to have the brick of gold. Like that's her. Like I can't touch any. It's like living in Cameron's house in Ferris Bueller. Like I can't touch anything.
Okay.
It's very cold.
I understand that.
It's probably very strict.
Do you disagree?
Yes, I disagree.
What about Mrs. Doubtfire?
I'm curious actually about Mrs. Doubtfire. Is it
Sure.
him in Mrs. Doubtfire garb the whole time?
At all times, have you been tricked?
No.
Well, I mean, it's whatever he's feeling.
Like he already got his family back. He's lost his mind. He's still dressing like this.
Mid-movie, like maybe.
You tell me. You tell us.
Okay, yeah. So
Prime Doubtfire during the nannydom. So he's going to nanny the children and comes home as Doubtfire?
Right, yeah.
So it's a
he
good
can,
place too.
Right. Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. And
Cool.
and he can sort of show that family sort of love. I mean, he's a father. He understands love and responsibility. So I
But
feel
does he
like
understand responsibility? Because he's going out of his way not to own his shit as a failed father, but just instead of just being like, I'll try to be a better dad, he's really going through the pretty big ridiculous motions.
It's a pretty intense thing that he does.
Yeah.
I mean, that might really mess up a kid.
Right?
To be honest.
And what happens when
At
he
the end of
forgets
the
to do
day-
the dishes? When I'm like, why won't you do your dishes? Is he going to dress up as a new character
Well,
and
also,
try to get out of
the
it?
question is like, once he gets his kid back, if you're still living with him and he's dressed like that, something else is up with
well,
him
no, that just
mentally.
means that I just get to move in with him and the
Oh,
kids.
that's great.
And then I just have like free rent.
But then do
So
you
that's
have to
pretty-
dress up then? Like, is he like, and I replaced you
Yes.
with a new nanny?
Of course I
That
would
all seems
dress
very
up.
complicated.
I would be the new Mrs. Doubtfire.
I just live in a dope house and get free fitness and eat cool food.
Thoughts
with
against
the queen.
Miyagi?
Okay, first off, where is your evidence that Mr. Miyagi eats well? Can we run the tape? Run the tape.
Oh, I mean,
That's because there is no tape. There's no way.
I mean, the dude-
Yeah, maybe he does eat well. I really like that actor. I really like that personality. But I think Lara Croft, like Angelina Jolie, is pretty good.
Also,
roommate.
I will say that Mr. Miyagi, like, just because you live with him doesn't mean that he's going to teach you martial arts. That's like
Yep.
if you lived with a brain surgeon, that he's going to teach you how to operate on.
but
on
if we're going
somebody's
with the
brain.
logic that you then get to move in with Mr. Doubtfire's family at the end, like, I get to learn some martial arts. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
because that's not a sort of like roommate contract that you would have. We're just talking about simple living. Like you don't say like, oh, you're like good at karate. Maybe you can like train me. Like he saw something in Daniel-san.
I feel like he'd
And-
be down. Like, he's a guy who wants to reach out and help people grow. He even does it with people that don't like him. In Karate Kid 2, he gets his garden wrecked by the same dude like 4 times, and he's still like, why
He's
can't
very
we
nice,
just be
yeah.
bros?
That sucks.
But you also don't know what he smells like. That's a big thing. Because he's an older man.
That's fair.
You really don't know what that is like. There's no smell reference in the movie. Maybe
All right.
that's why
I mean,
he's
I feel like there's
frustrated.
a lot of ventilation in that house. It's an open plan.
All right.
Okay.
Final thoughts here as we go through. Last takedowns on the other two. I've heard. I need
yeah.
a little bit more again of why
Okay,
yours is
yeah,
better than the
yeah.
other two. Ian, final thoughts.
Well, okay, so I mean, okay, so Mrs. Doubtfire, he's already sort of seen the error of his ways. He understands he was an a-hole, and now he's working to repair that. So he is in repair mode. He is looking to make friendships. He's looking to be a good person. Lara Croft, if you cross her just once, you will literally die.
Yeah.
And that probably goes for Mr. Miyagi too. He'll just like cut your head off. So you can't cross one of them. If I cross Miss Doubtfire, you go like, oh, you're just having a bad day. So yeah, I think
so
Mrs. Doubtfire would be
Easiest
a chill
lifestyle,
roommate.
chillest.
Yeah,
Okay.
chillest.
Go ahead, Jack.
Well, I
final
don't
thoughts.
really, live a chill lifestyle, Ian. So I'm kind of really into like walking the line of life. That's me. And well, and I mean, I think that Lara Croft.
Laura.
I mean, I call her Laura. We've
See?
talked about this. She, yes, it's intense living with her. She's really intense and she could kill you, but that's love. You really got to just believe in people. And I mean, it would be intense and I might die. She might get angry and die, but those months I'm alive are going to be some of the best months of my life.
They're gonna be.
And also just like, I'm just curious. Let's do it.
Look,
Why not?
Look, we've demonstrated the Laura problem. She's gonna get really intense about that first name. We haven't addressed the fake accent. At some point, that's gonna make you snap. At some point, you're gonna be like, stop it! You're not a British lady. Stop doing that. Mrs. Doubtfire's a liar. I can't trust her. Like, nothing about him is true or honest. So
They're white lies.
A guy's gonna show up at my door and be like, "Hello," and I'm just gonna be like, "Why won't you just clean your room? Like, stop dressing up as characters to get out of this." Mr. Miyagi, cool house, arguably healthy diet, and at the end of the day, Mr. Miyagi also knows how to party. Like, remember that drinking scene? That is a dope scene. That's cool,
true.
Balanced life with that guy.
But imagine those sake farts afterwards.
Again,
That guy smells.
open plan house.
That
Like,
guy
it drifts
smells.
right out.
All right, I heard enough. Dan, stand over there. Anything you'd like to add?
Well, of course, we've got the poll as always. It's a close poll on
way.
Twitter right now. A lot of people, the most popular pick on Twitter right now, Batman, Eric McRow at MMKotch200. Batman, he'd never be home and you'd have the place to yourself most of the time. Kim Hanley said, and this is a great deep dive, Preston Waters from Blank Check. Party with him, then borrow enough money to pay my student loans, pay him back when he's 18. So there you go. Chewbacca Defense says, Willy Wonka and Forrest Gump both have the advantage of endless chocolate, which is nice.
I don't know if Gump does. He has one box.
Yeah.
And shrimp.
And shrimp, by the way.
And lessons.
And
Too many lessons.
Sarah on Twitter says, I can't believe Joe Starr did not pick John Dalton from Roadhouse.
He'd be a shitty
as
guy
his
to live
roommate.
with. Like, at some point, someone's gonna blow up the barn that you own. Like, I don't want to live with him.
Those are really good answers.
One
I
minor
love those.
correction, there was mention of Robin Williams knowing makeup. That was actually not him that did the makeup. It was Harvey Fierstein in the movie that did the makeup.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen
been a while.
Wildfire.
That's why I'm here.
So long, in fact, that I'm questioning if I just saw the trailers or if I actually watched the movie.
That's why I'm here. And Andy, once you ruled, I have the Twitter poll. It's ever changing. I'm watching it change in front of me.
Well, I thought Joe, you gave the best defense there against the others, but
Going
there was
for it.
something about Jack's walking the line, and some of those things there
life,
were very
man.
creative, outside the box thoughts. But then you did take him down. The accent would probably be annoying. The Laura debate is a fair one. I'm sure she's gonna get up on you. It's Laura, not Laura Croft.
Again, she goes by Laura. That's what her
That
friends
said,
call
those
her.
probably would be the best months of your life. So I'm gonna give Jack the first point.
Yeah!
Creative thinking there. He's on the board.
What crazy? Okay.
All right, see, I never know on this show.
Car?
Dan, what did they say online?
Online, it's like I said, very close. 30. Andy, this is a rarity. The Twitter poll agrees with you. 37%
Yes.
voted for Lara Croft. 33%
crazy.
said Mr. Miyagi. 30% Mrs. Doubtfire. But very close. Closer
All right.
than our
I
usual.
just want to
good
thank
about
the
that.
online community. Thank you.
There you go. Here we go. We're all in agreement now.
Thank you.
All right, round two. The movie of the year. I know everyone's talking about Star Wars Episode 8 and Logan, Guardians 2, but no. The movie of the year opens this weekend. It's called Monster Trucks.
Yeah. Duh. Was it
I'm
200
kidding.
million?
It looks
How much did they
god
spend on that
awful.
movie?
Like, I
They
don't
spent
know,
a
but
lot of money on that movie.
there's a squid and a driving a truck. I don't know what the hell this movie is, but it's out this week, and we wanted to know, since this movie is ridiculous, what it is and how it got made. I think it's already, what was it, Dan? Already $100 million loss for the studio.
The studio took down about last year before this movie
Yeah.
opened. They were lucky enough not to name it by name, but they said based on the performance of a film that is not yet opened, they've taken down. They
Jeez.
took about $100 million write-off on the
Yeah.
movie months
So,
before it opened.
I'm kind of curious now, but anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In honor of that film, which looks really weird, but it's a kids movie.
And it did come from a kid's
Book or something? I don't know, actually. Dan, let us
it was like a
know.
will
studio.
look up the,
I think it was like
yeah.
a studio executive's kid
Oh.
came up with the idea.
Yes, because that's why we did this idea.
It's just
so
that he
the
was
question for
47
round
years
2, we want to know what movie seems like the most like it was a young child's idea. So what movie out there, if you put it on paper, is like, that's definitely the weirdest idea that clearly a kid must have come up with and told their parents to make? Jack, we're going with you.
Oh, man. Okay. I think Blank Check. Real simple. Just, it's like you have unlimited money. I mean, hopefully kids don't really understand how important money is that early in their lives. But I think, I remember seeing Blank Check and being like, oh, that is the coolest thing ever. So it's pretty much just like an hour and a half of a kid playing with whatever he wants.
Right.
And there's
How
some
does he get the
adventure.
check again?
I think he finds it, right?
Yeah, I think it's like a millionaire guy like drops a check.
And what's amazing is it's only $1 million.
Is that all it was?
Yeah, it's only $1 million.
It's not a blank
But
check.
he buys a roller coaster with that.
He does everything with it.
It is a blank check.
It was the
That's the name of
90s,
the movie.
guys.
Yeah, so it's not a million.
but
But he
it's not a
writes $1
million.
million on there?
Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
Doesn't
Anyway.
Dan's finding out to verify.
I remember this very clearly. There's a mobster who's trying to get away from the cops. He hits the kid's bike and he gives him a check and says, "Here, kid, write the amount to replace your bike." And the kid's like, "I'm gonna write myself a check for." I'll have to look up exactly how much
that's
it
a
is.
dumb
$1
person.
million.
$1
Let's
million?
see how much it is. It is
This is important.
$1 million.
Yeah, all right, so you were right.
Yes.
So
Cool.
that $1 million
Full Dr.
couldn't
Evil.
buy all those things, but a kid would think they could.
Well, yeah, I mean, just like this was a hard question for some reason, but when I thought about it, it was like, what does a kid dream about doing? And like the stuff that he does in that movie is just like all pure dream stuff. It's not really about finding money, obviously. A kid's not like, oh, I hope I get $1 million. It's kind of about, oh man, I hope I just have freedom to do whatever I want in this huge house. That's what that movie's about. So.
All right, we'll come back here more. Joe, what'd you pick?
I picked Big, which is, I mean, this is a movie that's literally, if you said, "Hey kid, what do you want?" And most kids want to be big or grow up in some way, but in like a cool, fun way. And like that's literally just a kid was like, well, here's what my job would be. Here's what my apartment would look like. Here are the things that I would do. Here are the dumb things I would wear. Big.
Ian?
I definitely Pacific Rim, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
How come?
Because
I mean, look at
it's,
it.
I mean, it's Pacific Rim. It's like they're like, oh, okay, there's monsters that coming out of the ocean, and there's a big robot that is gonna be exactly where that monster is gonna be there to fight them, and they're just gonna fight, and then. Oh, yeah. And at the end of the movie, he's just gonna have a big freaking sword. You forgot about it. Like he just had this big sword he's just gonna get a cool sword.
He did forget about that sword that he had.
They literally forgot about it.
And it was
He
the
gonna
most
die.
useful weapon by far.
He forgot about it, and then as he was about to die, he was like, let's
wait.
use the sword! Oh yeah, I got a big sword! Yeah. So Pacific Rim.
All right, guys, what do you think of that?
Pacific Rim doesn't seem like a kid made it up so much as a man kid made it up, because it's based on childish things, but there are things in that movie that are way too specific. Like, I worry about the kid who's like, but how would the robot work exactly? Two people have to find compatible brains and train with each other. Like, a kid would just be like, I don't care, robot. There's too many details in Pacific Rim. Like, even the names. Like, I would name those guys Dr. Rad and Punch Dude. Instead, like, they're like Stacker Pentecost and like Mickey Armageddon and like, yeah. Like, that's a man-child's movie, not a child's movie.
Well, I originally kind of almost wanted to say Pacific Rim. So he really went in with the other things. I think he did a great job. So I'll just say that. But can I actually say something that I think Ian left out of why it's a kids movie?
Yes.
I just love how they're like, let's design something to take down this thing. Let's design a robot with arms and stuff. It's like, no, you would design a ship or something like very destructive or a crazy kind of bomb. You wouldn't.
Right.
It seems like a waste of resources. That's a
Right.
kid's idea.
Yeah.
And
Thank you for.
is that a first
me
in
up
the
there.
show? But
No, it's not, but
Blank
definitely
check.
helping Ian.
Blank check is wish fulfillment, but the premise to get there is nothing that a child would have come up with. No kid is like, what if my bike was hit by a limousine and a scumball like handed me a blank check and through some sort of like insurance scam? They would just like find money. Whereas Big is all child stuff. A kid makes a wish to a thing that makes wishes, and then he's an adult, and then he designs toys for a living, and then he has an apartment with like a trampoline and a Pepsi machine in it. Like beginning to end, it's kid stuff. He gets to kiss a girl, but that's not really something he's super into, you know, or interested in, but he gets to do it anyway. And again, Pepsi machine and a pinball machine in his apartment. Like beginning to end, it's kid stuff.
Any thoughts?
What kind of kid wants to be an adult though?
I think all kids kind of want to grow up, but they want to grow up and be a bigger version. He doesn't.
He wants to be a bigger version of a kid.
He doesn't say he wants to grow up. He says he wants to be big, and like kids want to be big. They just and design toys for a living and have a trampoline and bunk beds in their apartment.
See,
forever.
I don't know about that. I think that kids want to just play. I mean, he is playing throughout the whole movie, but there are some things in that movie that are a little specific. That being said, I just find it interesting, a kid being like, oh, I wish I was a kid who got bigger. Seems like a weird thought. Sorry, that's just me.
But I'll put it against a kid that's like, I hope I get hit by a car.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. But
so I will say I haven't seen Big, but I can
dude,
guess.
Come on,
I know. My parents, they didn't let me see a lot of movies when I was a kid. I had to make up for it once I got out. Anyway,
sure.
I'm guessing at the end of Big, the whole lesson is like, you know, it's good to be a kid, and like, does he go back to being little?
Maybe.
And then does he then like?
You never seen it either.
I'm just not gonna get
it.
You guys haven't seen.
Okay, but then does he?
He does become little,
and then he learns that like being a kid is great. And that maybe being an adult isn't all it's cracked up to be, and he should enjoy his time as an adult, right?
No,
that's not.
He does leave a poor woman like really sad in love, right?
Yeah,
but I'm sure there's like some morals of the story. There's like a moral in the movie, though, right?
Sure, but
because
a kid
wouldn't think of a moral.
But
like Pacific Rim is like there's monsters, and then the robots kill the monsters, and we win.
But it is a kid's moral in Big because he's like, I can be rad forever. Like that's literally the moral of Big. Like I can be cool right now and I can keep being cool when I am actually older. Whereas Pacific Rim again is like a kid thing that like Guillermo del Toro in his sweatpants came up with. Like a kid wouldn't be like, here's my subtle reference to a Gundam like series.
I'm using it as your final thoughts. Go ahead, Jack. Okay. Final thoughts.
I mean, you know, the people will speak. My online followers will speak. Like just,
he's getting cocky. He's getting cocky. Ian, final thoughts?
Yeah, that's it.
Final thoughts, just, you know, robots versus monsters. It wouldn't happen ever, and it's stupid, and only a kid would think that would be a great idea.
All right, Dan, what are they saying on lines?
Well, here's what I've done. Instead of paying attention to Twitter, I've just been looking at information about monster trucks, which is incredible. Sorry, Twitter. I really wanted to get deep into this. Monster trucks began filming almost 3 years ago. It was released in Europe last month, and made $10 million. The release date was changed 4 times throughout 2015 and 2016. Whoa. It had a budget of $125 million.
Jesus. Congratulations.
The idea was former Paramount president Adam Goodman's 4-year-old came up with the idea. Adam Goodman was replaced in March of 2015, but it was too late.
Was the kid
movie
fired?
had already been made. So,
was the kid fired after?
I don't know, but the president
was downsized.
Good.
And
Good.
yeah, so this is
even
based
my
on
4-year-old
the
saw the
idea.
trailer and he turned to me and goes, "What?
No way!"
Literally.
It's like a reverse 9 Lives because 9 Lives was invented by a grown-up who wanted to make a serious movie about a man that learns a lesson when he becomes a cat, and they were like, "This should be a child's movie."
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, yeah. So this movie outlived the brainchild of Adam Goodman was replaced long before.
So he's like 8. That kid's like 8 now. I want to bring him on the show.
Shit about monster
do you
trucks
see what
anymore.
you've done?
They kind of did that with Axe Cop, but they at least kept the narrative from the kid, so it seemed ridiculous. So this was like, oh, let's take this ridiculous idea, then give it to a professional screenwriter to make.
Hey, it's a check.
And last year, Paramount took a $115 million write-down on the movie. Like I said, it cost $125 million. Estimated box office for this weekend, 7 to 10.
And we just gave them all that press.
Oh man,
They need it.
if they had just let that 4-year-old write it, like
I think it could have been. I would have probably watched that.
I would have gone to see that.
Can we get a photo of the 4-year-old and everyone just think about it and go to the movie this weekend?
Just
rail
this
the
4-year-old
kid on Twitter.
Poor
Find
kid
his
is being bullied.
Find his handle. His Twitter
but there is a poll on there, Dan. That you'll tell me.
there
Okay.
is a
It's like
poll
this
also
kid
that I
doesn't
can
know the
tell you.
hero's journey structure.
Based on the arguments, I got to give it to Ian. I mean, I think even Jack was sort of swinging over there. You had some good thoughts there, Joe, but then Ian did get you with the moral is a good point that the kid wouldn't have thought of that part. So you came around at the end, too. So Ian gets the first point.
Good for you.
Joe, come on. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Down again.
I'll pick up the steam.
Pick up the steam here. Round 3. Oh, what was the poll, Dan?
The poll, 44% voted for Pacific Rim.
All right. Well, thank you, Internet. For once, you agree with me.
For once. All right, round 3. This one comes from Adam Raz himself on Twitter. This is a tough question. What SNL alumni has had the best movie career? There's a lot of them. You gotta put a whole filmography at thought here as to why they've had the best career coming off SNL. Joe, it's your turn to start.
I'm gonna go with Robert Downey Jr. He's from beginning to end, his career's solid. His filmography's pretty bulletproof, and the feather in the cap is he is the linchpin, the starting point for the most successful film franchise of all time, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So yeah, I'm going Robert Downey Jr. Not all of his, Sherlock Holmes isn't quite as popular as Marvel, but once you go Iron Man, like everything else is just sort of like caveats to an already great career.
All right, and he was on a season, I believe, right? Dan, you'll verify.
Yes,
but
1985 to 86.
That's right, one season. Ian, who are you picking?
I'm gonna have to go with Adam Sandler. Whether or not you agree that his movies are good, that really doesn't matter. I'd say that he is probably the most successul SNL alumni that people would know as an SNL alumni, because I didn't even know Robert Downey Jr. was on SNL. And he has a successful career, not just in front of the camera, but also behind it. And like I said, you don't have to agree that his movies are good, but he is the most successful.
They do make money.
In a way, I guess maybe Robert Downey Jr. if you're just talking simple dollars. But
we're not.
Happy Madison makes a ton of money.
It all matters. Jack, who are you picking?
I'm picking Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
The one and only. Well, it kind of depends on how we define success, don't we? Because, I mean, if we define success with money, sure. But, I mean, Bill Murray is, not only is Caddyshack's one of the best movies, and not only for his comedies like Ghostbusters, where he's, like, the best thing in that movie, but, I mean, his Wes Anderson run is incredible. The fact that he did Life Aquatic is such an amazing movie, and all the movies he's been in. I also like Lost in Translation. I mean, really good actor, really funny, and just a legend. You know what I mean? There's other actors who have done really well, and I almost said Will Ferrell, just because, he's one of the funniest ever. But Bill Murray has that, like, universe that is Bill Murray. His name is like an adverb. You know what I mean? It's just, like, moving. So I love Bill Murray.
So we have we have a financial success for sure. We have the legend, and we have sort of the franchise king. Like, so what? Yeah, what? Why should one be more important than the other?
First off, can I have a sip of your coffee?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Get on my level.
Thank you.
I think the argument against Bill Murray artistically is that he is so connected at times to other creators. Harold Ramis is always going to be a big asterisk on Bill Murray.
You're
Wes
above
Anderson,
your mic.
I'm above my mic. Sorry. My posture got better for this
Take your
round
headphones
somehow.
off. That's why you didn't.
He's
know.
excited.
That's how I didn't know. Wes Anderson is a huge asterisk on Bill Murray. So I think Bill's great, but there are always going to be caveats. Whereas Robert Downey Jr., he's the franchise king, but also he does hit those artistic levels. He did Chef. He killed it in Tropic Thunder. So he's done comedy. He did Zodiac, Wonder Boys, and before he even sort of hit that stride, he did Chaplin, which is an amazing movie. So before he started sleeping on a pile of money like Scrooge McDuck, like he was already this art house kind of king. Who else were we talking about? Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler was already kind of box office poison before the numbers even actually justified that. There was already such a negative connotation on Adam Sandler, and and now he's just sort of cranking out these the Ridiculous Six and stuff like that. So he's definitely gone
Ridiculous
down.
Six,
Just
do you mean the most watched thing on Netflix?
no, well, the most watched thing on Netflix because Netflix made it your watch now the moment
Right.
that you ended
Right.
something.
Yeah.
You know, or you know that was sort of the sudden U2 album on your iTunes of Netflix successes.
I like that record. Why is everyone giving such a...
I liked the freeness and surprise of it. But
No Joshua Tree, which they're now going on tour with. I'm so excited. Sorry.
oh, that's kind of nice. But you know, but even before that, you know, Pixels was a bomb. That's My Boy, Jack and Jill, and even in the golden era, there was like Don't Mess with the Zohan and Little Nicky. So even with his highs, there have been these huge lows that I think have really tarnished his career.
Ian, thoughts on the huge lows?
You know, it's kind of weird to say that his career is tarnished when he has like a 5 or 6 picture deal with Netflix. You know, he's proven that he could do stuff in front of the camera, behind the camera, and he's just cranking him out. And whether or not we like him, because we're, you know, we think we're better than the content that he makes.
Well, we were doing that argument with him like ages ago,
Right.
and now the numbers don't even really support that.
He wouldn't get the movies if there weren't people that did see every single Adam Sandler movie. And I'm not gonna generalize, but
Sure, but that's
Middle
like
America.
you can walk
loves
down that
Adam Sandler.
staircase pretty evenly now if that was a chart.
Yeah, and also I'm gonna say like, what the hell, man? You're not gonna mention Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
I am. That was.
that's-
I mean, that
that's
was
the
sort
best
of going to be
Robert
my
Downey Jr.
closing thought. But yeah, thank you. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, arguably Shane Black's best movie. Robert Downey Jr. So he now sleeps on a. You walk up those stairs
Right.
for that graph. Bill Murray is great, but I would say
Yeah, let's hear this.
his lows are lower and they're more frequent. He was in Dumb and Dumber 2. He's in Aloha, Monuments Men, City of Ember.
money, though.
He's in Garfield.
Gotta pay the
In
bills.
Garfield 2. Like.
Gotta pay those bills. What are you talking
I
about?
mean, sure, but I mean, Robert Downey Jr. seems to be paying those bills pretty well.
yeah, I mean...
And he's Iron Man. Winter Soldier made $700 million. You put Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War, it makes over $1 billion. So he didn't just start the Marvel Universe, like, he's still the anchor. I'm sure.
Sick.
Like, I mean, sick. You know, like, you can probably argue that the Sony Disney deal, which is equally scary and revolutionary, happened because they were like, will you put Iron Man in our Spider-Man movie? Then we can do this. So yeah, he's the dude.
All right, that's your final thoughts. Jack, any final thoughts?
I mean, it matters how you value these things, okay? Like, if it's pure money, then yes, Robert Downey Jr. is the highest paid actor in the world right now and the highest grossing, and that's really cool. Money's awesome. You said that he has an asterisk because he worked with amazing directors, but the reason he works with amazing directors is because he's an amazing actor.
Well, I think you can associate the success of those films with those people were equally gave to those films.
Yeah, well, that's what movies have. That's why they're really good movies, is because everyone gives amazing things to a movie. You know, if you think about like, I mean, what's your favorite Wes Anderson film with Robert Downey Jr.? There's none because he's never asked him. I mean, it's because he's a creator. These amazing creators want to work with him. I mean, listen, also, Lost in Translation, talk about a revolution of someone. You know what I mean? That movie is so tender and incredible, and he's such a good actor, and he's so funny. And at that scene where he's the whiskey scene in Lost in Translation is one of the funniest, greatest scenes I've ever seen. So I just think that Bill Murray's like a legend. It just matters how you define success. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And for me, I will always define success as creativity and how great you are in the movies you've been in. And I'm not gonna like run to the theaters to go see Iron Man, except for the fact that it's sensational and it's like Iron Man. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel. Also, Groundhog Day, amazing movie. You know,
Good, amazing movies. Ian, final thoughts?
You know, I think both you guys made really good choices for very different reasons. Yeah, I don't know. Because I mean,
Well, you have to know.
What is Robert Downey Jr. gonna do after Iron Man? And are people gonna say, "Oh, look, it's Iron Man in this movie"? Like,
No, because he already did Chef in between Iron Mans, and no one was like.
I don't even remember him in Chef.
It's
He
a
did,
great
like,
John
1
Favreau
minute of
art
Chef.
house movie.
I know, but what did he do in Chef? I don't
Why are
even
you
remember.
arguing against me, Judge? You got a talking dog?
I don't
again?
remember. Wait, what part was he even in Chef? I don't even remember him
Exactly.
in Chef.
wasn't
But he
the
is in
chef.
Chef. He is in Chef.
He's
What
Marvin.
part?
He's his buddy.
What else?
He's in like 1 minute
I only
of
remember
Chef, right?
John Leguizamo in that.
You sort of spoiled it.
Sorry, I spoiled Chef.
What else has he been in other than Iron Man in the last 5 years?
He listed a bunch.
Yeah, okay, I forgot. I guess.
I don't.
Joe, would you like to go again? I'm giving you a shot again.
We forgot about Tropic Thunder's an
Tropic
incredible
Thunder's
comedy.
he did a great job.
Zodiac's an incredible movie. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is Shane
Chaplin.
Black's best movie. Chaplin is you could throw that into a hat. If we were doing a all-time greats of the '90s, I would argue Chaplin.
All right, so let's because I thought I had a leaning, but I want to now. I'm listening. Define your person, because it's what had the best movie career. Define it by 3 movies. What 3 movies define your actor to say, if you're going to give an alien 3 movies of your actor to say this person is the best, has such a good movie career, what would you pick? Joe?
Look, so we've talked about how do you define success.
He's delaying while he thinks.
We've talked about artistic, we've talked about success, and Robert
Would you
Downey
like
Jr.
more time?
is a
Okay.
balance of all of those. And so I would say Iron Man for the financial success, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang for the artistic success, and Chaplin.
Okay. Iron Man, Chaplin, and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Okay? Jack?
Well, I think that all the movies I'm about to say are Criterion movies, just for the record. I would say Life Aquatic. I would say Lost in Translation, and I'd say Groundhog's Day. I don't think that's Criterion, but I would also say, I would say Groundhog Day, if not Ghostbusters or one of the.
Which
amazing
3 are you
movies.
picking?
I'll go Groundhog's Day.
Groundhog Day, Lost
Life
in
Aquatic.
Translation, and Life Aquatic. Okay. Ian?
Okay. Happy Gilmore was hilarious. All right.
It was.
Okay. So I put that down there.
I think there are 3 hilarious
I would
ones.
put. I'd say Grandma's Boy was like a very early sort of
Interesting. Okay.
Happy Madison movie that really showed that that his production company could put out something that people really enjoyed. Was it hit with the critics? No, but me and all my friends laughed our asses off at it.
But what did he do with Grandma's Boy?
I don't
he was
know.
like Robert Downey Jr. and Chef.
Anyway, it was his production company. So
okay,
that's him
Happy
behind-
Madison. You got what else?
And then
third.
Oh God.
Just say Punch Drunk Love. I'll vote for you.
Yeah, let's say Punch
All
Drunk
right,
Love.
Ian's out.
No, I would have to say you guys definitely chose.
Okay, so
chose
we're
better
between
people.
Bill Murray and Robert Downey Jr. No offense, Ian, but yeah, okay.
No, I agree.
Okay, so between those 3, so based on the arguments and the choices you've made, wow, okay, because you both went with 2 dramas and a more popular facing one.
It's either the money or the love, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is tough. Based on the arguments,
Going with Laura.
let's activate my fans over there. Fans, what'd you think?
I'm just excited I got to hear This Is Tough live in person.
That was a genuine one.
I felt like
Any thoughts over there, guys?
I would say Robert Downey Jr. It was like a broad, like he touched on everything, the box office, his artistic, his art house movies and all that. So.
Yeah, he had good facts to back it up. I wouldn't have thought of Robert Downey Jr., but again, nobody really knocked him down for picking somebody that was only on for a season. So I got to go with Joe, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I was leading there, but Jack did give me some really good things about it. The money, it shouldn't be about the money. It is about the art. And then he did list off a lot of really fantastic films, whereas I thought Joe had a little bit tougher time bringing out the filmography.
They're saying that it was a good balance of money and art.
But then I do think you did. So I am going to give Joe and put him on the board. So Joe gets the point. But it was very close. Kudos, Jack. You were very close.
What do the online fans think?
Yeah, what did the fans say?
Yes, the fans. Sorry, I was looking at a number of things.
That's
only
tough.
seen Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr. versus Bill Murray is really hard because they're both amazing.
I think you're gonna wake up about
Well, the
that
question
one in
came
the
up.
future.
The question came up. What's Robert Downey Jr. done in the last since 2010? He's done Due Date, Sherlock Holmes 2, Chef, and The Judge. Outside of
Classics.
the MCU.
Classics, way better.
And for everyone that doesn't know, yes, Robert Downey Jr. was on Saturday Night Live from 1985 to 1986. That was season 11. It was
Great
Lorne Michaels'
season.
first year back after
Yep.
he was replaced.
That's the same
as
year
the
as
showrunner.
Anthony Michael Hall.
I had
That
no
is the same
idea
year as
that-
Anthony Michael
that he
Hall.
was
That is
even
correct.
on set.
They've
And
wiped
the
it.
online poll,
can't find
Andy,
it.
I think you might be 3 for 3. The online poll picked Robert Downey Jr.
Wow, I'm on a roll.
50%.
That's very rare.
Those kids like their Iron Man.
Many people online asking about Eddie Murphy. as a fighter, as great as Eddie Murphy's comedies are, I would also have trouble arguing for Eddie Murphy because as many great things as he has, he's got an equally.
Who would you pick, Dan?
I was gonna say Eddie Murphy too, but then I was like, Eddie Murphy and Adam Sandler had very similar career trajectories where like they had really great comedies and it was kind of like. But Adam Sandler, while he was going like this, his production company
still
was
going high, yeah.
So
it's hard to argue for me. It's hard to argue with Bill Murray. It really is. I
Joe
think
did a good
probably
job.
would have gone Bill Murray.
That
Joe did
was
a good job.
not
All right.
a fun thing to do.
jackets are coming off.
He's like, F this. Now I know how this goes. Round 4. This comes in from Joker 721-01492, which maybe is his phone number for all I know. Somebody call him up. In honor of Bye Bye Man, another film coming out with our friend Doug Jones, who I love. The title's a little silly. It makes me think of Hal Rudnick. Bye Bye.
Doug's great in it.
Doug is great in it. We love Doug, so I support it for Doug's sake, because we're a fan of him.
You seem very certain about that.
I saw it last night.
He's being nice.
Yeah,
Doug was great.
Doug looks
Doug
awesome
was
in
great.
it. Doug
Okay,
looks
Doug
really
was
cool.
great
Really
is
creepy and
the
scary. He's a
word
very
Dan's
good
giving
movie
us.
monster.
But that's a dumb title. I'm just gonna say
It is.
It's a dumb title. So we wanted to ask, what's the best movie? What's the best movie with the worst title? And we're going to you first again, Ian.
Old Boy. I gotta give it to my movie Old Boy.
The original.
Obviously.
Okay, making
Yeah,
sure.
we don't talk
You
about.
hadn't seen Big. Sorry.
We don't talk about the American one.
Yes. Okay. Good.
Old Boy is one of my favorite movies. Actually, it's a Korean movie. For those that haven't seen it, I highly suggest they watch it. Why the hell is it called Old Boy? Yes, he was locked in a prison for 10 years or something like that. But why is it like old boy? He's not a boy. He was a man from the point that he was locked up. So I don't understand why they call it Old Boy. Makes no sense.
Okay, we'll find
It's
out more.
Great movie. Watch it if you haven't.
Great
seen
movie, bad title. Jack, what are you picking?
I'm picking a movie called Michael Clayton. Academy Award nominated Michael Clayton. You literally, this was a hard one because if a movie's good, like if it's like a name of someone. So if I was like, hey, what's up? And you said, hey, I'm Ian. I'm like, no, you're not. Most movies have titles that match, But Michael Clayton could literally be called any other Jim Smith. It's so boring. It sounds like the wide receiver for the Saints. It doesn't have any specific anything. It almost feels like the writers were like, what do we call it? Like, let's just call it his name. Let's just call it Michael Clayton. That's good. It's like, yeah, that'll work. Because you don't see it's a bad name until you actually think, oh, could a name is supposed to tell you a little bit about the movie.
Well, it's about Michael Clayton, apparently.
Yeah, his name is Michael Clayton.
And that's who it's
Did
about.
you like the movie?
I thought it was a good movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I just think it's one of the worst. If someone was like, hey, I'm gonna go see Michael Clayton, I'd be like, oh, I've never met him before. Who's Michael Clayton?
Okay.
It's like, oh no, it's a movie with George Clooney in it. And I'd be like, sign me up.
Joe?
Mine could also be, just like Michael Clayton, could also be anything. It could be the made-for-TV movie about Saved by the Bell graduating and starting college. It could be a dating movie. It's Edge of Tomorrow. It's such a broad, bland title for such a very cool, specific, fun sci-fi movie. That doesn't match the movie. It's not what the movie's about. The movie's not about standing on the edge of tomorrow. It's cool riffing on video game tropes with a sci-fi war. This title is so bad that they kept changing it after the movie was released. It was Edge of Tomorrow, then they went with they changed Live, Die, Repeat from the slogan to the title, and then finally with its Blu-ray release, they just started slapping All You Need Is Kill on it, which is the title of the manga that it's based on.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Both of those way better titles.
Yeah, I would have immediately gone to see a movie called All You Need Is Kill. The only reason I saw Edge of Tomorrow is because finally someone was like, hey, you know what? Check it out. Shitty title, but check it out. I would immediately go see a movie called All You Need Is Kill. Whereas Michael Clayton, it did okay. 7 Academy Awards for boring movie Michael Clayton. It's in good company. Jack Reacher did well at the box office. Everybody loved John Wick. Aaron Brockovich is Julia Roberts' nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat Academy
going. How many more
Award-winning
names
film.
can you do?
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, that's a boring name.
what a simple name. There's lots of movies that are named after the dude. I also don't know what else you would call Michael Clayton. Legal loophole finder guy.
No, you
I think it's a great
come
title.
up with a creative
Thank you.
Name for it.
Yeah, take your time and think of one. Go ahead,
okay.
Ian, thoughts?
For a better name for Michael.
Or just
Michael
why
Clayton?
is Old Boy worse?
Oh.
Title better movie than the other two?
Okay, so Michael Clayton, that's his name. So it's not too crazy to call a movie Michael Clayton because he's the main character. It might be weird if it was like he was like a random person in the movie. So Michael Clayton makes sense to me. Edge of Tomorrow. I'll say it's not a good name for a movie. It is kind of about the fact that he can't progress to the next day, so he's always on the edge of tomorrow, bro.
I think it's a beautiful title for me.
But I mean, all those titles suck.
Sure.
Live, Die, Repeat, bad. All You Need Is Killed. You wouldn't put that on like a big Hollywood movie because it doesn't make any sense, and having the word kill on a movie is a little faux pas.
I mean, I'll go see a movie called All You Need Is Kill. That sounds great, especially Tom Cruise doing a movie called All You Need Is Kill. That's sort of weird and intriguing. Old Boy, while an awkward title, is called Old Boy because he's locked in a room forever and he doesn't emotionally progress or grow. So he's literally an old boy. It also refers to them being classmates, him and the villain.
Right.
They're old boys. It's in a song they sing in the movie. So I mean, it's a clumsy title, but it's explained.
I don't know what
in the
an
movie.
old boy is though.
I mean, he's an old boy, and they are old boys. I mean, laugh at me.
I'm an old boy. You're
I
an
feel
old
like
boy.
you're explaining it.
He's saying
Google. You're an old
I-
boy, old child.
Because I agreed with you, and I was
does-
like, what if there is an explanation? And I found it.
No, he does progress while he's in the prison though, because he's watching the TV.
Is he a boy when he's there?
No.
He gets
he's
street
like-
smarts
he's-
and he learns things, but emotionally, and also he never gets over his need for revenge. That's his sort of one defining trait. So he's in this state of arrested development. So it's called Old Boy. And Michael Clayton is about a dude named Michael Clayton.
Okay. There's, it's just sorry.
Go ahead.
But, I mean, it's just it's his name, but it's a boring name. Aaron Brockovich is a great name. Michael Clayton is literally like, if you met someone named Michael Clayton, you would remember their name because it's so boring, but you don't remember the name of the movie. That's messed up, man. I think Michael Clayton it's boring, and it didn't do as well as it should have. It was starring George Clooney, and it didn't do well. Phenomenally well. Here's a name you could choose. Choose anything that has to do with lawyers, and then just add an adjective before or after it, and you're good. There you go. Something interesting. The people online will figure it out. Just post on the thing. Yeah.
Crazy law.
Yeah, or like blank law or something like more interesting, or like because he's kind of the character is kind of the whole question is like, does he actually care what he's doing? It's kind of messed up. He's working for this horrible company. So
I mean,
All right, here's what I want. You can talk, but pitch. He just did it, but I want to hear your other. What would have been a better title?
For Edge of Tomorrow?
Or no, for Old Boy.
Oh, for Old Boy.
For Edge of Tomorrow.
God, anything but. I mean, to me, Old Boy doesn't tell me anything about the movie. So,
Room.
I mean, God, even one of the other directors' movies would have made more sense. Which was like he had one that was Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance. Just like
That
all right,
worked.
well that works because it's like the whole thing is about revenge and getting back at this person, and you also do feel a little sympathy for the guy because he was
What's
locked
his
up for
name?
some.
The actor. I mean the.
Michael
The character's
Clayton.
name Odaisu.
That's a good name for the movie.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Odaisu.
Sympathy for Odaisu.
Yeah.
yeah, guys' names for movies works.
Dude,
Look,
Michael Clayton versus what was it? Odaisu?
Look, it's kind of Michael Clayton is kind of a boring title, but Edge of Tomorrow also a very boring title, especially for the movie that it's attached to, and it's also the worst title for the movie it's attached to, which was The Question. It should have been called Live, Die, Repeat, or All You Need Is Kill, which is what the studio was screaming after they realized that they had
But
screwed
didn't
up.
they release it with those titles?
No, it was the slogan, and then this movie kept progressing. Like in Rogue One, when
It
she
was
keeps
already on the posters,
losing the
so
Death
like, let's
Star
put
plans
this
on the
one up.
posters, they just kept photoshopping posters as it got further into the run. It was
All right,
kind of a
final thoughts
disaster.
from Joe. Go ahead, Jack. Final thoughts.
I just think Live, Die, Repeat sounds silly and like a bad movie I don't want to see. For me, at least, Michael Clayton, it is just the most... I don't think you could come up with a more boring name. I literally challenge people to... Michael Clayton.
Well, there's a
So
really great
sad.
movie called Brick.
Brick is a great movie.
But it's a title like Brick.
Yeah, but I'll tell you why, because it's aggressive. There's a lot of a brick can be intense. You know what I mean?
Do a lot of damage with a
Michael
brick.
Clayton, he is going to be a finance person. There's no.
But that's what the movie's
artist.
about. It tells me who the movie's. I'm like, who's this movie about?
Again,
it's
George-
like it's about Michael Clayton.
George Clooney, handsome devil. Movie
Yes.
didn't do very well. Was nominated for Oscars. That should say enough. It just was boring. No one wanted to go see it. It's it's
Ian,
stale.
final thoughts.
You said what's the best movie with the worst title, and I don't think Edge of Tomorrow was necessarily a really good movie because the ending blew. So I'd say that you just kick that out of the list for that reason. Not the best movie.
Spicy. Spicy.
Dan,
Yes.
anything to add?
So some suggestions from people watching at home. First of all, I just want to say that the phrase that I heard, "standing on the edge of tomorrow," I'm just going to assume that was a Saved by the Bell, the college years reference.
Yes.
Thank you. That's my favorite thing in the world. Look it up. Some suggestions for people watching:
The
The
best Saved by
Constant
the Bell.
Gardener, Lucky Number 11.
That's bad.
A lot of people
Yeah.
thought that Good Will Hunting, they get it, but they don't like that name.
Yeah, I don't like
And
that
then
name.
one that I would agree with would be The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, a really good movie with just a terrible title. And yes, as Joe referenced, I couldn't find any hard facts, but without going too far into spoilers, a lot of people saying that they believe that Old Boy referencing, it's a term for a former pupil, a former school classmate of some type. So
They sing it in the movie.
that's as Joe said, that's kind of the acknowledged meaning of that title.
I will say The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford is an amazing movie.
Movie, yeah.
It's so
Roger
good.
Deakins shot
So
it too,
everyone
yeah.
should
It's hard
see
to
that
say the
movie.
title.
It's hard to say without the F word. I guess we can say that though, but it's amazing. Everyone should see that.
Okay, based on those arguments, oh man, I gotta go. You all get, I mean, I'll be honest, they all are kind of boring titles, right? So I need a little bit more than just it's boring or so. Just the fact that, Joe, you were able to armed with the fact that they had to change it 3 times mid, which never happens in such a mainstream movie. I give a slight edge to Joe because I think they're all good movies. So Joe gets that point.
Okay, I will say that they changed Michael Clayton from Joe Johnson and Phil
You had said that before I rung the bell.
So.
But you still have a shot here, Jack. Ian and Jack. That means Joe's in the finals. You can still get a point, but you need one more point to make it to the final speed round. So here we go. Pressure's on. Round 5. This tweet came in from Daniel Lewis, the Dan Lewis. In honor of this, there's a parody online. It's pretty funny where someone took Home Alone and added blood, which you should
it's
watch.
hilarious.
It's really funny. So in honor of that, going around on the viral web, we want to know what movie would be better if it was really bloody and gory. So let's have some fun with this. And Jack, you're up first. What movie would be better if you added if they added some blood and gore to it?
And here we go. Okay, so it's not known as like the best movie in the world, but automatically you add a little bit of blood and it's interesting throughout the entire movie. Blue Crush.
Surf movie.
Female surfers.
Kate Bosworth, yeah.
Kate Bosworth. Classic. Don't think I won an Oscar that year, but I think that it was in consideration. Anyway, not the best movie ever, but if you add blood, there's automatically fear of sharks throughout the whole thing, and you have an interesting movie. They're out there surfing, and there's sharks now.
All right, I want to hear more.
The fans love it. Look, they're both on their cell phones. They're really into this one.
Checking the Twitter feed.
Okay, the Twitter feed. They really dug that answer.
That sounds really good.
No, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? What makes it better? And you can always add gore to a movie, and but I think that this would make it more interesting if the woman had this cut. She was like couldn't stop, the scab kept coming off, and there's sharks all the time.
All right,
you got a good
it does
movie.
add something for sure. I agree.
Yeah, it adds a little bit.
Joe, what are you picking?
I'm going to go with a movie that's already sort of a weird, kind of screwed up dark fantasy that already has animals in it, so I don't have to add them. I just need to add the blood, and that's Jumanji. The dark, twisted family tale of Robin Williams coming out of a board game and being chased by a lion and giant mosquitoes and other weird animals and a big game hunter. I think that's a movie you just add a bunch of blood to and just sort of give it a little nudge and make it go from dark and weird to like unforgettably scarring dark and weird.
Okay. Ian?
I'm going to have to say Captain America Civil War. Because they're killing so many people in that movie. So many people are getting shot. Like, so many people are shot, but they always cut away because they can't show, like, the bullet go through the person. They can't show blood because that'd be too violent. They get an R rating. So it's like almost like this weird cartoon thing where these soldiers literally shooting people. You have the heroes shooting people with guns, killing them, and the guy's just like, ugh! And it's not realistic. And let's add a little bit more weight to their actions by showing the real consequences of your heroes shooting real humans.
Wow, we went dark.
I
all
don't
three.
think I really understood the question.
Let's have a fun round.
I definitely want to redo my answer, but it's too late.
Hey, you commit.
Yeah,
you have a good answer still. Now
I
you
just
vote.
think it's exponentially more interesting. All these movies are already good. Anyway, I'll wait my turn, but
Go ahead. No, you can go.
well, I think that all these movies are already really good. I don't think that, like, adding blood to either of these movies are gonna be like, oh, sick, that's a much better movie now. But Blue Crush is not a very good movie.
I see. I'll argue there.
So
Go ahead.
It's exactly what it needs to be, man. Blue Crush, just pretty people surfing. Like, I don't need anything else, man. I just need Michelle Rodriguez and Kate Bosworth surfing it up.
how
No
many
blood
times?
required.
How many times did you see Blue Crush?
Infinite times, man. I've lost track of how many times I've seen Blue Crush.
Totally.
We do watch parties, and it's a fantastic.
Blue Crush Monday. Me too.
Yeah, Blue Crush. You do
Yeah.
Blue Crush Mondays?
Absolutely.
Oh, I crush Blue Crush
Yeah.
Mondays. I love my surf genre, man. I don't want it touched with. I don't want it marred with blood.
All right.
But the sharks, though, I mean, that's more interesting.
So would you add actually? So you're adding blood in the water, which I like. But then, do we have some scenes with sharks actually taking some of these women out?
I mean, listen, there's the movie is kind of very safe, and if you want to make it more interesting, you gotta add a little gore. I mean, both these movies are really big. So my idea was take a movie that's not big and add gore to it, and it's going to be more interesting. Especially a movie that's physical, like a surf movie.
See, man, I think you
And
misunderstood Blue
especially-
Crush.
Especially a movie where there's sharks involved.
So, but just so I understand your new version of Blue Crush, are they fighting sharks back? Are they just running from the sharks?
They're surfing away from the sharks.
Oh, okay.
As the sharks appear. Then one scene, Michelle Rodriguez falls. She's like, no! And then they save her life. And it's just a really good scene. It's like really well written, and it just takes the movie up like a 1,000,000,000% more than theirs. Like,
Does anyone lose a limb? Like, there's that famous surfer girl who did lose
Yeah,
the limb.
right.
Do we have any of that?
You
Like
set
real
up-
life drama?
yeah, you set up a bad guy who's being mean to the town, and he's out surfing one day.
I thought you wanted this to be a better movie.
I mean, doesn't it sound great?
Don't complicate something that's already perfect, man.
Yeah,
just beautiful bods and God's
Can it be
sport,
a really-
God's chosen
Oh,
sports.
You don't.
surfing.
You have not seen the body of that guy who comes in. He's ripped, dude. He's got 6-packs on 6-packs.
And I hope covered in blood, because you're talking more about muscles than your
He
blood, man.
He has a cut too.
Look,
he has a cut.
Look,
And the sharks are gonna.
All right, so I got a sense. So what are we getting? Are we killing animals in yours? What's happening?
Look, there's there's lions jumping around, mauling people while these kids and Robin Williams are on the run. There's a big game hunter shooting people. This is a crazy movie that ends with a weird reality twist. Like a reality-altering twist. Let's make them earn it. Let's throw some blood in there. Let's get some giant mosquitoes sucking blood out of people, and just really make this a dark movie. Let's not make Captain America: Civil War, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, because we saw how well that did for Dawn of Justice when they were like, let's make it dark and a little heavier. I don't want to think when a guy dressed in red, white, and blue is shooting people to death. I don't want to be like, what are the consequences of those actions? I just want to know that he's there protecting me, man.
Wait. But you want to think about kids getting mauled by animals at a kids movie?
Look, I'm just taking, that's the premise of the film, and I'm just putting it over the edge. I'm not changing the ending. Those kids aren't going to die. They still have their happy ending. I just want some blood and suspense. Meanwhile, don't crush Blue Crush. It's would you agree? Blue Crush, perfect movie already. Don't need to touch it.
It was what it needed to be.
Just bods and surfing.
So who's the safari guy shooting in your movie?
His name is Van Pelt. He's a crazy.
It sounds like you're doing Jurassic World right now.
Yeah, I want to do.
Like non-essential people are just getting killed all around, and it doesn't
man.
matter.
Jurassic World
and
made so much money.
Doesn't contribute to the movie
Dude,
whatsoever.
we should put Robert Downey Jr. in it.
Yeah.
He makes money.
Is he Iron Man?
Yeah, look, he's an Iron Man. He's better than
Look, it's Robin Williams getting to be manic. He's getting chased by a lion, so you're putting a little Ghost in the Darkness action in there, which is a great movie, and you're just ruining Cap 3. I don't want to see that little Spider-Man kid break an arm and bleed.
Yeah,
I mean,
ahead.
like, this is the thing. Like, since probably Iron Man. Like Marvel and every other comic book sort of movie, they decided that they need to make these movies gritty and dark. But they're sort of half measures because they can't show the violence. So you're in this like weird sort of cartoony, like we're serious, but like we can't be too serious kind of plane. And I think that, these movies are now like all about consequences and like the consequences that the heroes have on civilians or the villains have on civilians. And I think that by showing like just like a couple people just kind of going "Gah!" and then like fall down after being shot, like you need to show like the real consequences of what they're doing because then it adds more weight to the characters.
So does Rhodey splat when he falls this time?
Definitely, yeah.
See, I think
and it doesn't have to be Deadpool because Deadpool was ridiculous in its own great way. But I'm just saying, like, I think that
Life or death
if
stakes.
they're gonna go and I mean Batman vs Superman, come on, are we gonna? I don't think
that's what you described. That's what you described. Just
no.
guns and shooting, and we're gonna see people blow up and die. Look, if the Marvel
But I
universe,
also want it to be
Final
good.
thoughts, Joe,
If
go
the
ahead.
Civil War is.
if the MCU lacks anything, it's any sense of consequences from movie to movie, or even within their own movies, and that's working for them. The moment you put any consequences into the MCU, it crumbles under the weight of itself.
They'll make less money.
They'll make less money, and the movies won't be as fun, won't be as good. Blue Crush
disagree with that.
Perfect film. The Criterion, if there was a Criterion collection specifically for surf, Blue Crush would be the first.
I mean, I think
movie
we
on
all
the
know
shelves.
that. Sure,
the
yeah.
abs, the faces, the bikinis, the surfing. Come on, you don't need blood in that.
Jack, final thoughts?
I don't really deal in jokes. I think, that's a joke. I don't think it's a perfect film. I think we all know that. And I think that if we're talking
It's about what you
what
appreciate in
movie-
a film, man.
when we're talking about what movie gains the most from it, I think Jumanji's an amazing film. So making it gory, I don't think is gonna really take it over. It's scary as hell. When I was younger, that movie scared the shit out of me.
Fuck those mosquitoes.
You know what I mean? Yeah, my friend still is afraid of going anywhere in the forest.
Because of Jumanji.
His life's messed up, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But
Think how much more scared he'd be.
Yeah, and
with blood.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think if you're talking about what movie would be made more interesting, that's why I chose a movie that's, kind of vanilla. You know what I mean?
The perfect film, Blue Crush.
Yeah,
Sure.
the perfect film, the Criterion
You ask
collection.
Twitter, people love that movie, and
I
they
was
know I
backing
love
you
it.
up, Joe. All right, final thoughts, Ian.
I think that with Jumanji, excessive violence is just ruining the point of that film. I think it's a great family, fun movie, and making it bloody just alienates the audience that it's for. Blue Crush, if you're talking about adding a shark and blood, that's a completely different movie.
Yeah.
It's not Blue Crush
Wait,
anymore.
wait.
And we don't and now it's less about the babes and more just about the blood.
Can I respond
Sure.
to Ian's? Because I've been nice to him this whole time. I'm going to take you down!
Come at me!
If we've learned something today, it's that all that matters in this world is money. Okay? Robert Downey Jr., throw out your morals and your artistic ability.
Yeah.
That's why I
Wonder
do.
Boys was a cash grab.
That's why I do this.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
That's all I'm about.
Totally.
My car downstairs, Hummer, H4. But I think that if people were getting their heads blown off in Civil War, it would be a little bit of a problem for the kids who go and see it.
More like
Kids
a Civil
aren't
War
supposed
movie.
to see this movie.
But that's a big
It's
thing.
called Civil War. All right,
Anyway.
Dan,
Yes.
anything you'd
Look
like to
a
add?
Civil War movie.
Well, we have the fan poll is actually pretty close between two of our contenders, so I'm going to let that settle for
Really?
a second. There were two big answers on Twitter that
blew up
that people liked. One of them was Mortal Kombat. James White at
yeah,
Mortal
good
Kombat
choice.
should have had blood. It was easy enough to add ABACABB. And the Hunger Games was the other one that everyone on Twitter
both
thought
of those are
could-
good
Well,
choices.
just watch the Japanese movie.
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale.
Yeah,
Battle
just
Royale,
watch
but a
that.
lot of people thought Hunger Games could have been
Yeah.
much more of a satire
I agree
if
with that.
they had added some blood and gore. to
Two
it.
good choices.
Yep. It's good.
Based on those arguments, I mean, I think it is Jack gets it with Blue Crush just because he did pick the worst movie out of these, and he did make his movie a lot more interesting than just throwing people getting shot or mauled by blood.
Sounds rad, man.
poor supermarket
Jack gets the point. That means you make it to the final speed round.
I do want to have a Blue Crush Monday now, though.
All right, we'll start
should.
it.
I need to see Blue Crush. That would be
You've
fun
never
to see.
seen it?
Hashtag BCM.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
BC. Oh, God.
But
it's
Ian,
so
we're
fun.
not done with you. Fantastic job. But you're gonna
man,
help.
I thought I could get out of
Yeah.
here.
You're gonna help us judge the finals here.
Okay. Oh, I
In the
just get
speed
to
round.
judge
You get
people?
to help with me. And the
this
fans
is
over there, we're
fun.
gonna all decide who gets to do this. We got to test the speed round before, so now you know how this works.
Wait, before we start,
Sure.
I'd just like to tell everyone at home that these mugs are actually left-handed mugs.
Yes.
The logo is on.
Are you left-handed?
No, I'm not.
Oh yeah, it's really awkward.
I was
isn't it?
wondering why I
constantly
almost
going
dropped the mug earlier.
Welcome
I was
to
like,
my world. We really made the wrong mugs. They need
So
to be on
I'm
the
just
other
saying,
side. Yes.
let's get the.
Let's all promote our show.
Exactly.
Everything is for you, and this one thing is for me.
We got them at the Lectorium.
I sacrificed my comfort for you guys.
We got a left-handed man here. Okay.
Dokey dokey.
A little
So I
devil
just
boy.
wanted to do that.
No, thank you for pointing that out. It's always
I was
odd.
wondering why I was like.
I don't think we
failing
meant
hold
to
the
do
mug.
that.
I was like,
I don't know.
left-handed.
Pac-Man, I don't know who did it, but we'll find out. I think it was an accident. So this is the way it works. You'll each get 20 seconds,
Okay.
and then 10-second follow-ups. I'll be asking a question. Speed is important now. If you both say the same answer, it's whoever said it first, and if you whoever didn't say it first, we'll have to pick another answer.
So it's okay.
Wait, who did the fans vote for on the last one?
Oh, sorry.
Let's
Thank
see
you.
what right now. Let's see. 49% voted for Captain America: Civil War. 42% voted
You were
for
like,
Jumanji.
I got the popular vote.
That's all I care about. I care about you guys out here, not these guys.
It was based on the argument.
People's
So
champ.
they often just see the title and vote without actually watching.
You know,
Oh, now,
like elections.
Now you're coming over to my
Oh,
side.
I've always been there. I've always been there. Speed round. Here we go. So I'll ask a question. Again, quick answers.
So it's a one question at a time.
Yeah, one question at a time, and then we'll whoever speaks first will go first, and the time will be in speaking. But let's
luck.
get your
I
answers
hope
out.
you
Good luck.
lose.
We hear the speed round music going to get us nervous. Here we go.
Bill Murray. Okay, let's do it.
This is a broad question, so you might want a second to think, or you can blurt them out. What two characters are the best on-screen duo?
The best.
They're taking their time, folks.
Well, you can just say it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn. I think Frodo and Samwise, man.
Oh, okay.
Homies for life.
Frodo and Sam. Joe?
Riggs and Murtaugh.
Riggs and Murtaugh, Lethal Weapon. Okay, so Jack, you're going to go first. You spoke first. The time will start when you begin speaking. Why Frodo and Sam over Riggs and Murtaugh?
Well, first off, friendship is everything. You know what I mean? And it's kind of the distance you travel in a relationship. Putting yourself traveling. Sam didn't have to leave the Shire. He didn't, and he could have just had a good life with his girlfriend, and he chose not to because he loved his friend. And let's be real. Oh, okay.
That's how it works.
Excellent.
But you'll be able to
did not
continue in a
know
second. Joe? It's intense.
I missed that. I just
Joe,
I guess
go ahead.
cool.
Sam was forced to leave the Shire by a wizard that hit him with a stick, Friendship is everything, and Riggs and Murtaugh are a much more layered friendship with a much bigger sort of relationship arc, whereas Frodo and Sam cry and love each other when they leave the Shire, and when they come back to the Shire at the end of the movie, they are still crying and loving each other. Murtaugh and Riggs.
All right, 10 seconds. You can take your time here to think about it. You have 10 more seconds to tell us why you're right.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got to stay together, so that's really the happy ending, and it's amazing. It's just, an inspiration for us all, and it's one of the best stories ever told. So, like the history books,
Joe?
Riggs and Murtaugh fight crime, they go on adventures, but then they also build families together and lose loved ones together. The onion that is their relationship is so much more deeper, and whereas...
Whew. All right, well, there we go. Lethal Weapon versus Lord of the Rings. I'm going to go over to Ian. Based on the arguments, not your personal preference, who do you think made the best argument?
I have to give it to Joe.
Okay.
Just because that was a really bad argument.
Well, that's mean. That was I thought you had some
I
good
would say
points there.
personally, I would say Frodo and Samwise.
Yeah,
Much more
I guess
much more
I need to hear a
original
little bit more as to why
adventure.
not Riggs and Murtaugh. I just needed one, not to be mean, but one thing about them. Guys on the couch, what do you think?
The onion of their relationship.
Yeah, that was
it was the onion that
You
got
were
me,
actually
yeah.
pretty even, surprisingly to me. But then in your
I started
final,
naming vegetables.
Joe really with building families together. When you started getting your list out, that saved you. So I think we all got to give Joe the first point, but that's okay. You're only down by
Oh, there's
one.
more
Jack.
than one round.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's not over.
You guys are going to
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a quiet
now you know
ride
how it
home in
works.
that
Okay,
H4.
Now I know there's actually a time limit.
Big
Well,
car
there's a
for
lot
you.
of room in his H4, so we're good. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number
Take your own
2.
time and
Tim Burton may direct a live-action Dumbo. Who should play Dumbo?
Oh, Andy Serkis.
Okay.
Done.
Hold on. Let's see what Joe says.
I don't even...
Get your argument ready. Now you know how quick it is. Go ahead, Joe.
He's like, damn, he said Andy Serkis.
Will Ferrell.
Okay. Interesting. Will Ferrell versus Andy Serkis. Jack, you're up first. Time begins when you begin speaking. 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, he's a legend, and he does animals better than anyone. And if you're gonna want something serious with a lot of anything, it's gonna be that guy. He's done Planet of the Apes, and he's done Gollum, and he's just a legend. I mean, you can have Will Ferrell in the movie as the lead, which would be cool, but not Dumbo. Dumbo's got to be real.
Joe?
I've been annoyed with how irritating Andy Serkis gets about mocap since after he did Gollum. He has such a big head about it. I won't go see movies that he does this in now because he's annoying. Will Ferrell has a lot of levels. He's very funny, but he can also be very sincere and sweet, and it's something he hasn't done before, and that's sort of that'd be interesting to me. I'll go see Will Ferrell voice an elephant that can fly sometimes if it has a feather.
All right, Jack, you have 10 seconds.
Yeah, like I said, the comedy of the Dumbo can come with Will Ferrell as one of the leads. But I think that if you're ever gonna cast someone to look realistic, Andy Serkis is your guy.
Joe, last 10 seconds.
I just think that's predictable, and with Tim Burton directing, that's going to be boring. But with Will Ferrell, that's something he's never done. That's interesting. He can be sweet like the Lego Dad, or he can be funny like Anchorman, but as an elephant.
All right, based on those arguments, I'm going to the couch first this time. Based on the arguments, what did you guys think?
That was tough.
I think Jack had it that time.
Yeah, I agree.
Ian?
Sick. The couch is on my side.
Yeah,
Couch came
I
through.
mean, you can't beat Andy Serkis. I have to agree. So Jack.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. I think we're all in agreement. Sorry, Joe, but you had an uphill battle there.
fine, it's
Jack
fine.
got the point, so we're tied. 3-3. Here we go.
Also,
Number
can I
3.
get a ride home?
You really want to be in that Hummer.
It only has one seat, actually.
It's a really big seat.
By the way,
Huh?
set to star in that movie.
Who is it?
Will Smith. He'll play the father
Is he
of
the
the
el- oh.
children who like Dumbo, apparently.
Who's
Broke
gonna
today.
be Dumbo though?
I don't know. They didn't
Will
say.
Smith is back.
What is the chorus of the rap song for Dumbo that
Such
he
strange
writes?
choices, that Will Smith.
I have
Will
seen an
Smith
elephant
and
fly.
Dumbo.
Ha 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 ha.
I can't wait for that. He better do a song. God, I mean, right?
It broke my
It's been
heart
a
when I
while.
found
I've
out.
seen an elephant fly.
I thought that he made like all those beats to all the songs that he did, and then
Right?
I thought he came up with all that,
Nope.
and then I later on heard like, oh wait, that's Wild Dog. That's the Wild Dog West song.
Yeah.
Well, number 3. Here we go. What movie should always be playing year-round in theaters?
It's a Wonderful Life, for sure.
The Wizard of Oz. Or no, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
You said Wizard of Oz.
Shit, that's fine. I meant to say the other W.
Right?
He said the Wizard of Oz.
It's
fine.
got to be what he said. I
That's
mean,
fine.
right?
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
the
yeah.
fans of the couch. He said Wizard of Oz. Sorry, Joe.
That's fine.
Man, that's harsh.
So I'm not going to talk until I know.
Here we go. Wonderful Life. Jack, you're up first.
I mean, there's a lot of classic movies, but there's nothing that's more positive and to the heart than It's a Wonderful Life. It's a classic. Not only is it like incredible filmmaking, incredible acting, but it really is a rich movie that I think Wizard of Oz is good for kids, but It's a Wonderful Life is an adult movie that everyone should see and learn from and understand grace and how to treat people and what's at stake.
Joe?
Oh, Wizard of Oz is for people of all ages and teaches the same lessons in a much more fun way. The songs are fantastic. The Live Forever, Dorothy's arc as sort of a naive girl to a strong, independent woman is awesome. The characters are unforgettable. You can go see this movie at any time. There's stuff I always forget in Wizard of Oz, and the next time I see it, I'm like, I didn't even realize this was in the movie. There's always stuff to discover in Wizard of Oz.
10 seconds, Jack, when you're ready.
Definitely not arguing that Wizard of Oz is not a classic, but It's a Wonderful Life is a film more than a musical. It's something that people can learn from and make great cinema and how to tell a story. Wizard of Oz seems more like a book, a children's book.
One of the greatest films of all time is Wizard of Oz. It's also paced better than It's a Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life is very sappy. It's saccharine. It's too much sugar. Wizard of Oz is much more of it's a feat. There's more spectacle.
Woo!
Sign me up for that sugar, though. I want all that sugar.
All right, Ian, based on the arguments, that was a lot tougher.
Ooh, yeah. It's a Wonderful Life is my dad's favorite movie. I've never seen it.
But are you your father?
But I would love if it played year round because I would definitely go see it. I never got a chance to. I'm gonna have to give it to Jack. Now I really want to see that movie.
Okay. Guys on the couch?
Yeah, based off the arguments, Joe definitely made one-upped It's a Wonderful Life and made it more colorful. It made it feel like, you know what, I would watch that the entire year round.
Yeah, I think Jack got me with film versus musical and some of the explanations in about like the structure of a film and stuff like that. That worked for me.
Dan?
I went with Joe. I thought that he got it. So it's 2-2.
Oh no. Oh no.
The last minute was literally useless. Back to you.
Tiebreaker?
No, I get to make the tiebreaker. Yeah, me. I do get to make the tiebreaker. Yeah, based on those arguments, it really was neck and neck. I'm gonna give it to Wonderful Life. I thought, the film part of it did over a musical, somehow did sway me. So he's up by 1, still not over.
It's a movie everyone should see.
Yeah, the message you actually, I think you sold that movie even more than I would have thought someone could. So props to that. All right, here we go. Number 4. I'm gonna name 2 actors. You gotta tell me who's better. Ready?
If we want to do any tie breaks in the future by height, we can just do that and save the time.
Okay. I'm gonna name 2 actors just so you're prepared. So when you hear them both, name one of them that you think is the best. Okay?
Yep.
Is this fair?
Best at acting.
No, this is fair. I could argue either way. Here we go. Christopher Walken or Nicolas Cage?
Walken, for sure.
Cage.
Okay. Jack, you're first with Walken.
Which one's better? Christopher Walken has one of the best performances of all time in Deer Hunter. He's an incredible actor. They're both kind of caricatures, but I think Christopher Walken in his early years shows so much more talent as an actor. Nicolas Cage, one of his best movies is Adaptation, which I think is a little... it's not my favorite performance, so...
Christopher Walken at this point is an impression, whereas Nick Cage, yes, he's big and loud, and that's what he's known for. But Raising Arizona, Adaptation, he has that range, and also he's more. Impression of Nick Cage is more fun to watch than impression of Christopher Walken. I want to see Nick Cage scream and take people's faces off.
I mean, I would love to see Nick Cage not scream. That's kind of why I voted for Christopher Walken. I think also in Annie Hall, that's one of the funniest, smallest parts. When he was first starting out, I'm not saying in the last 3 years, but Christopher Walken overall, I think, is more impressive.
Joe gets a couple extra seconds there. Go ahead, Joe, when you're ready. Last 10.
Look, Adaptation and Raising Arizona are amazing films starring Nicolas Cage. It proves that he has the chops. And then also, The Rock, Face Off. They're not Criterion Collection shelf movies, but they're fun and he's fantastic in them.
Whew. All right, Dan and the guys.
I'll let you guys weigh in.
Joe got me with caricature of Nick Cage is more fun to watch than Christopher Walken caricature at this point. I think that's what really sold it for me.
Yeah, it was the range that got me with Joe's start.
Joe's, okay, Ian?
I have to give it to Jack because the only reason why a Christopher Walken impersonation is so boring is because he's so great and he's so unique. We've just heard it a million times because everybody loves it, and now we're just tired of it.
Dan?
Nicolas Cage is a joke.
Strangely enough, The Rock is actually in the Criterion Collection.
It is.
Along with Armageddon.
Well, that's weird.
Armageddon should not be, but I'll give Rock
The Rock is in the
pass.
Criterion Collection. Number 108.
Nice spot. Nice number.
This is very difficult to... Joe kind of hit me a little bit on the impression. He's not just an impression. It's really a toss-up. I'm going to flip a coin and say Joe, but it's 50-50 for me.
It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you there, though. You were. I feel like you could have had really could have slanted it, but you still did show me a little bit more range. And Walken is it's Walken. I mean, I'm sorry, it's Cage and Joe for the last point, which brings us one last point here. You're both tied.
Damn, Jack.
This is the tiebreaker. So Jack, Joe, whoever wins this one takes it all.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna ask this one. Ooh, wait, hold on. I'm just making okay. Sorry, I'm just seeing 3 options, and I want to make sure I'm giving the best question for our tiebreaker because it's all on here. Which movie inspired the all-time coolest toys?
What if your parents didn't let you play with toys?
You can guess.
No, I'm just kidding. Shit.
Tough one.
Toys? Damn.
This is hard. All right, new question.
Yay!
Okay. I don't like either of these. It's too... I mean, that just seems silly for a tiebreaker, doesn't it? You like that question?
What?
That's so dumb. Isn't that dumb?
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Okay.
Why were both of us just yelling Star Wars a second ago?
Well,
Okay, let's try this. This is
idiots.
broad.
It's
This
toys.
is broad. You could be, there's a lot of choices there.
Sure, yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Here we go. Sorry. Here we go. Sorry. This is it. You got to pick one. If someone names one, they'll win. What's the most annoying movie performance?
Oh my god.
Whew.
It's good. It's hitting him hard.
I can think of several. But which one are you going to pick?
Oh my god, can it be okay, it's a movie. It can't be a TV show.
It's a movie.
Okay.
What were you going to say for a TV show?
Oh, hold on. We'll find it. Movies.
Olaf and Frozen.
Whoa. Okay.
I hate it so much.
Well, the thing I want to say, I don't know if people have seen, because it's kind of a smaller.
Would you like to say that, or would you like another second to think?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna hit home if you haven't seen this movie.
Hey man, whatever you say out loud is what you're gonna have to fight for. So what do you want to say out loud?
Okay, I will fight on this, even though if he ever found me, he might kill me. Have you seen King of Cups, the new Terrence
Yes,
Malick movie?
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about with
Okay.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale in that movie.
Christian Bale and
And
King
I will
of
go
Cups.
hard on this answer.
Okay, you'll have to sell us because I'm sure a lot of us haven't seen it, but that's fine. You're first though, Joe. Why is Olaf the most annoying movie performance?
No, Knight of Cups. Yeah, my bad. King of Cups, different.
like a beer pong movie.
Yeah.
Frozen is a sweet movie about the love between sisters, and it has that great musical number and great animation. And then just every turn, there's Olaf going, "I like more hugs! I just shit a snowball!" Like, he's unnecessary comic relief. He's grating. And for people that have had to see that movie a lot of times, just, "I like warm hugs! I like warm hugs!" It's so grating and obnoxious.
All right, Jack.
Okay, for the record, I love Terrence Malick. He's one of my favorite filmmakers ever. But did you ever see Tree of Life, where Sean Penn's walking around kind of looking at nothing for his part? That's what that Knight of Cups is, the entire movie. It is literally 2.5 hours long, doesn't speak the entire time, barely shows an emotion. It's insane. After watching it, I had to have a huge whiskey with my friend and just be upset, man.
Okay, we'll need a little bit more, but go ahead.
Jack, you're arguing annoying movie. And I would argue that was Terrence Malick's intention, was to challenge you with that sort of irritatingness. Frozen is a great movie that doesn't need Olaf screaming at you every 30 seconds.
10 seconds when you begin speaking. You can have a second.
I could just wait here forever. He's really annoying in it, and it's also, the whole thing is bad. It's hard because no one's seen it, but it's literally, he like would walk into a room and just like, and then walk out. There's nothing there. There's just nothing. It's literally zero.
Dan, have you seen it?
I have not.
Shit.
Kind of curious
Tree of
now.
Life was a little.
I shouldn't have done
It
this.
tested my endurance a little
Yeah.
bit.
Imagine
so
that the
I
entire movie.
fast forwarded to the dinosaurs, and I was unimpressed and turned it off. In Tree of Life. Okay, based on the couch, guys. Based on the arguments.
They were pretty even. Can you go down?
Yeah, I think Joe had it just because it did sound like Jack was talking more about the movie, where Joe talked about the character, and then he just, cherry on top of the sundae was I shit snowballs.
Ian?
Sorry, Jackie boy. I have to give it to Joe for the same exact reason, because it probably was more the movie, and yeah, his performance just followed that. But yeah, I hated Olaf, and I said the same exact thing. I was like, the part that I didn't like about I liked Frozen, but Olaf just pissed me off.
Joe Star wins! Finally, Joe, you're on the board.
That movie would make me like
Have you
cry
seen it?
blood. No, but you describing it made me angry.
No one's seen it.
If you had gotten us a little bit more specific of the character, I think you might have had it there. But very good job, Jack. Thank you,
Yeah, you know,
for
wish
coming.
you guys
Out
could see
here.
Twitter, because there's a little bit of a delay, and while we were all deciding, my Twitter page just exploded with an entire page of all caps of people just yelling, "Jar Jar Binks! Say Jar Jar Binks! Somebody say Jar Jar Binks!"
That would
that's a good
have been a mic drop.
That's just like a meme now.
I'm so glad you didn't ask me the name of the actor who plays Olaf, because it went away.
Josh Gad.
Josh Gad,
you.
man. All right, well, I got to thank you, Ian Hickox from Smosh. Please check out Ghostmates on YouTube Red. Bravo. Thanks for finally coming by. Hope you had fun.
you, man.
Yeah, just, I'm right on the other, I'm right there.
Twitter and stuff.
I live
Say
right
hi.
next door.
Yeah. Jack Henry Robbins, what a pleasure to have you.
Hey,
So
man,
much fun.
thank you so
Congrats on the
much.
movie, and
Yeah,
look
cool.
forward to more stuff you do. They can check it on Red. Anything else you'd like to plug?
I'm going to Sundance in 2 weeks.
Ooh, lucky. Have fun there. It's cold.
I mean,
very
with-
small.
With a film of mine.
Yeah.
So not just
That's the
going-
best way to
yeah.
go. Yes.
But yeah, and also just, plugging Ian and Ghostmates, and I love the movie, and it was a pleasure working with you.
Aw, that's so cute.
I love you, bro.
But let's look out and just go like this.
I can't
Can't wait to ride home
Drive
in your
home your
H4.
You get to
Yeah,
lie
man.
down in the
Well,
back.
I can only make it like 10 blocks, and we got to refuel, so you
Absolutely.
just got to...
Joe Star, bravo. You now are on the board. I'm so proud of you.
I
Congratulations.
won something. It's so hard to argue against Chill, and why did you make me earn that as much as I had to earn it?
You know.
Dude, such a pleasure meeting you. When we were all making internet videos back in the day, it was Smosh wouldn't do it like this, therefore it's wrong. So it's a pleasure meeting you,
Well,
man.
thank you so much.
Yeah, that was great.
Yes, Dan Merle on the couch. Hi, Dan. And I'm excited, Jarrell. Guys, you are going to crush it tomorrow. Dan and Audrey, I'm sorry she can be here, but you guys, did this help give you some tips for tomorrow's big fan fight?
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be more
this was
intense, right?
Yeah, well, we'll see.
gonna be
Sometimes
blood.
the mellow guy actually won the first round. He sort of was the
he sat back.
He sat back and then he came in to do this. So hey, any tactic can work. But that's it. Thank you guys. I'm excited to fight you tomorrow noon. Friday, I can't wait to watch. Dan will be judging fairly, and then soon we'll have our fan fights in a couple weeks. And next week we have actually a special fight with some fun people coming in. So stay tuned. That's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Every podcast we put on YouTube comes with this kick-ass graphic listing all the topics your favorite Screen Junkies podcasters are talking about. If you click the topics, you can skip around and choose your own podcast battle royale. Go ahead, try them all. If you haven't already, subscribe to Screen Junkies on YouTube to join us for future fights. Or if you prefer to listen on iTunes, click the logo to download an audio version.